How's everybody doing? It's Raul de la Vega with your Mortgage Minute. So, these are items that have been coming up. What if a property that you're purchasing, you get an appraisal back, and the appraisal is for less than the contract price on the property? What happens then? And what are your choices? And what are the things that are basically you have rights to? So here it is in short. Let's see. If a property appraises for less than the purchase price on the contract, these are some very important questions to consider. Can you still buy the house? And what are your options? Number one is to negotiate. Negotiate that purchase price to be lower, right? So you can get your realtor to negotiate for you, for the seller to lower that purchase price to the appraised value. Right now, it's a little tough. The market's a little tough for buyers because there's limited inventory for listings, and every listing has like 20 offers if it's comparably priced. So right now, that's a little tough, but it's always a possibility. Especially when it's a buyer's market, this is something that happens very often. More often than not, it's very easy for the realtor to negotiate that price down. Right now, not so much. Next. Number two, a lender credit. In a lot of cases, again, maybe right now not so much, you're receiving a credit from the lender, right? So let's say you have a seller giving you a credit for your closing cost. Now the lender can give you a lender credit, and your realtor can lower the purchase price by removing the seller credit. So it's very simple. Let's say you're in contract for $500 and the property appraises for $490, right? $10,000 less. But you're currently in escrow for $500 with the seller giving you a closing cost credit of $10,000. Your realtor can negotiate for you to lower the purchase price to $490,000, but remove the $10,000 closing cost credit. The seller would essentially net exactly the same in both scenarios. Now you don't get a credit from the seller, but a lender can give you a credit, which would be us, for your closing costs. Your interest rate might be a little higher than what you would normally get, right? Because the lender's paying those closing costs for you. So they'll recoup that over time with the interest rate. So let's say instead of getting 2.25 on a 30-year fixed loan, you'll have 2.375 or 2.5, but the lender will credit all your closing costs. And in the future, you can refinance down to 2.25. But that is another option if you really want that house. Option number 3 is paying the difference. So coming with the difference, it would be an additional to your down payment. If your down payment is 20 and the property appraises for 10,000 less, you would come in with 30,000. So your down payment of 20 plus the $10,000 to make that difference between the 500 and the 490, you would pay the difference yourself. That's another thing if you want to, especially if you believe in the value, or you have it, there's a special value for you to that house. Maybe your sister lives on that block, or your mother lives on that block, or you grew up on that block, or it's next to the school you really want, whatever. You're willing to pay those $10,000 more, you can definitely do that. Again, all right, so let's say none of those 3 things work. Can you back out? What are your options? Do you pull out of the offer, cancel the escrow? Do they cancel on you? Here it is. Number 2, money back. Okay, so can you back out? Yes. You have an appraisal contingency 9 times out of 10 in your contract that your realtor put in there for you to make sure that the property appraises. If it doesn't appraise, you always have the right to cancel. This is not automatic, but most 99% of the contracts that I see come through my desk have an appraisal contingency. This means if the property doesn't appraise, you can back out of the escrow and no harm, no foul. You get your deposit back. Money back. Will you get your deposit back? Yes, you will get your deposit back. You will get your deposit back, and in a timely manner. You can just say the property didn't appraise. It appraised for $10,000 more than I'm willing to pay for it. Unless you want to lower the price, I want to cancel the escrow. At that time, the seller will cancel the escrow and refund you your money directly from escrow. Appraisal. Will you have to pay for the appraisal? Well, an appraisal was done, and appraisal needs to be paid because somebody did work for you, and that's what appraisers charge. So since the appraiser went out there, did the inspection, they will need to be compensated for that. So normally an appraisal is $600. Now in most cases here at Patriot Home Loans, if that's the case, on the next one we try to credit the appraisal for you. That way you don't feel like you had to pay 2 appraisals. Now if the next one comes out wrong, then maybe there's something wrong here. We need to reevaluate. Other than that, there's quite a few things to keep in consideration. This is your Mortgage Minute, Raul de la Vega, Patriot Home Loans, and I hope you're having a great day. Talk to you later. Peace.